There are many fantastic defenders in Frag Pro Shooter, but only 5 are really truly supreme. But with that being said, you don't have access to these 5 right away. So in this video, what we're going to cover is we're going to go over all of the defensive characters in Frag Pro Shooter. We are going to rank them on a list, and we're going to tell you what cards you should use, what cards you shouldn't use, as well as give you some opinions on how to play certain cards. And of course, we're going to do it over some hot Frag gameplay, like we always do. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the best defensive cards in Frag. Alrighty guys, so here we go with our defensive character ranks. And we're going to start with one who was a king of defense at one point, Dolb. Dolb B, right now, he's kind of slightly below average. No, I'm just kidding. He's actually about average right now. His ultimate ability is still pretty good. His primary fire is still very wonky, so I'm going to put him at average for a defensive character. Next up, we have Mimi. Mimi is another character who finds herself sitting in the average rank. Her wall in Street Frag can be really good, but that's only in Street Frag. Realistically, unless you have already lost a bunker, this card's not going to be fully valuable in normal match play. Now we have Fidelio. Fidelio. They gave him a bunch of buffs, but he's still slightly below average, and it's due to a large hitbox, low speed, low health, and kind of an inconsistent primary fire. The boss is a sound choice currently in the game of Frag. I know somebody's going to argue that he has no health. He's still a very good push stopper. So he is a sound choice in the game. Next up, we have Bobbler. Bobbler got a recent buff, and he finds himself in the pretty good tier right now. And he is fully deserving of that. It really is that easy with Bobbler. Let's do Slimer next. Slimer, I don't know what the heck they were thinking with his ultimate ability, but it is better than his old one, but he's still well below average, and you could make a choice that he is still very bad. His primary fire does not work correctly, and the ultimate ability, even though it's a slime monster, isn't super effective. Next up, let's do Jack El Padre. Jack El Padre got a very interesting buff and does a lot of damage in the correct fight. Because of this, I'm going to move him up to average. I wish he had a little more health, but realistically, that is the only real thing that hurts him. How about now we take a look at Dr. Frost. Dr. Frost at one point in this game was the best card this game had ever seen. Now he finds himself lacking behind severely, and the changes in his gameplay have really hurt him. Because of this, he is below average, and I can't quite make a case for really bad, but he is below average, unfortunately. Bot Mama. Honestly, the bot spam can be effective, but she does not hold much value as a defensive character in this game because of her primary fire, and she is very bad. Very, very simple. How about we do Polka Hunter? Sound like a good deal to you? No, let's do Hubble. Hubble's an interesting card. He is kind of average right now. His ultimate ability is good. His primary fire is decent, but realistically, he lacks a team comp most of the time to be truly effective. Gigagoo. I like Gigagoo, but he is below average, substantially below average, and honestly, I kind of flop between C and D tier. His ultimate ability is sound, but his primary fire is just atrocious. Honestly, the more I think about it, very bad. Okay, the Lightsaber Wielder. Also, big damage whenever he hits, but requires exact tracking, not a lot of health, not a good ultimate ability. He is very bad. Jab. Jab is a good defensive character and honestly a good choice for your lineup. Prisoner 99, a card that you can make a case for being at the top of A tier very easily. Sound choice for a defensive pick in early game. Medusa, another card, very sound choice in the correct lineup and when player controlled. She does still have some very weird little things going on with her, but overall, this is a good choice as a defensive character. Cleo is an offensive defensive character, which makes zero sense. I think, honestly, this card needs a role change to offense. Her mobility is ridiculous. And honestly, if she wasn't in a defensive role, she would be a good choice. But because she's in a defensive role, she's only average. Now, Von Doom. This is another card. On paper, this card should be great. Can heal himself, can revive teammates, can do damage, but it's not enough. He is only an average healer, and honestly, you can make a case for slightly below average. Polka Hunter. Snipers do not get a good rap in Frag Pro Shooter, and it's because of this that Poca Hunter unfortunately finds herself on the low end of average. Now we have our top 5, and as we normally go with the top 5 characters, we will go into a match with these 5 after the video. So coming in at number 5, I have Kazulu. He is a goated defensive character right now. His ultimate ability is very good, his damage is very good, and he has a lot of health. This is an excellent card. The reason he is number 5 though is because he lacks the ability to, well, how to effectively engage all cards. He can only engage cards effectively whenever they play around his ultimate. Marco Polo at number 4. Reason being primary fire. Anything that has a cone fire mechanic, basically they have to have X amount of bullets hit to get max damage, is not necessarily the best, but Marco Polo makes up for this with good damage and an ultimate ability that is really hard to beat. Next up, we have my personal favorite card is Queen Unicorn. Queen Unicorn does everything well as a defensive character. Good damage, good range, good ultimate, good mobility. Honestly, this card, oh, and I mentioned huge splash radius, so very low skill with the aim. DJ Equalizer, this card people sleep on, and honestly, I would put him at number 2 in the defensive category. Him and Queen Unicorn, I think, are switchable. They can alternate spots very easily. And I think the I don't really know how to say this. The one card that nobody should be arguing as the best card in defense is Lily. Lily damage is ridiculous. Lily's ultimate is ridiculous. Lily's limitless range and homing effect on her primary fire is insane. Lily damage is here to stay. She is a top 5 pick. Don't let me just make you think that. Let me show you it in a match. Let's go over there next. Alrighty guys, so now that you've seen my top 5 defensive cards, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm not going to hear arguments for Lily not being number 1. If you haven't played Lily, then you don't understand. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a personal list, and honestly, I'd like to hear your opinions as well. Maybe you can sway me. Who knows? But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this match. I put the top 5 defensive cards into one team, and we're going to try for this dub. And of course, I'm going to play some music for you guys as well. Let me know what you guys would like to see next in the comments down below. Be sure to go check out the top 5 attack cards as well. Link to that will be popping up top right. And enjoy the rest of this match. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and bye-bye.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.